So yeah. We'll see if that is about to happen here. In the bottom left side, we have a dragon, a phoenix, a gamer. It is Rogue as a blue Zerg. The top right side, we have ourselves a red Zerg fighting for Alpha X. It is RAGNAROK. Let's see how down and dirty these two Zerg boys are willing to go in the ZVZ matchup. So far, looks like both of them just planning to get themselves a quick hatchery. Well, gosh darn it, Rogue. It's like he was waiting for me to make that statement. Alright, so we have the quicker pull from Rogue, the quicker hatchery from RAGNAROK already. If RAGNAROK manages to survive the earlier game, not take damage, he'll be ahead. Rogue, on the other hand, will have the opportunity, of course, to make something happen with those early on Zerglings. Should have a grand ol' of 6 of them here. Initially. He's not taking any gas further with this, so it's definitely not something very committed. Could just be for a bit of safety, a bit of scouting early on, maybe get some drones, interrupt the mining. And we'll see if he manages to get enough done here. It's not that much of a difference, I suppose, overall. Just being able to mine from that second base a bit earlier before you oversaturate here, and then I guess the 3 larvae not becoming drones. Alright. But other than that, the other larvae you get, I'm not even sure if it's that much delayed, as the queen that you get can of course do an inject instead of having the secondary hatchery there for the extra larvae. Alright, in come the first Zerglings. They just barely do not manage to get a full surround off on that egg. Just hatched in the nick of time, and those Zerglings, they do manage to escape here. 4 Zerglings now available versus these 6, and blammo, look at that, 6 Zerglings versus 6. Of course, RAGNAROK Zerglings a little bit hurt. He's going to need a little bit of help, but there's a queen spawned with 2 drones also. And that's looking mighty fine for RAGNAROK at the start. But of course have to catch up. He's making more Zerglings, however. He's definitely going up to a higher number here. Maybe more than he needed. Perhaps just feeling uncertain as to what is about to hit him. I can definitely feel him there. Rogue, a man that will not be afraid to just kind of... Oh, well, yeah, like this. Pull a ton of Zerglings and then just go for a killing move. As I was saying, RAGNAROK not afraid. Of course, sorry, Rogue not afraid to do that. RAGNAROK definitely isn't either. Stepping up to the plates here. Zerglings get scouted quite early on, however. They do have speed, so they'll be across that map quite quickly. The wall of is gonna be attempted here by Rogue, but it is rather late, so it's low HP. Let's see how quickly these Zerglings manage to nibble their way through. Jump on top of the other Zerglings here. Want to start focusing down the Evo chamber. The thing with the least amount of HP right now. Is he gonna break it? Oh, wants to get that surface area. There's his Banelings coming in. Oh, he's gonna get in there, alright. That is for sure. Is he gonna use any more of those Banelings there? He doesn't need to. GG is called. RAGNAROK wins game number 1. Alright, bottom left side, we have ourselves a red Zerg player, RAGNAROK, fighting for the Alpha Axis. In the top right side, there is a blue Zerg fighting for the Dragon Phoenix Gamers, Rogue. Once again, with a early spawning pool here. RAGNAROK joining him. Of course, RAGNAROK with the 1 point on the board. A bit of a dirty point, that's for sure. But you know what? A dirty point is still a dirty point. If your opponent doesn't do his due diligence scouting, then it is kind of up to you to punish them for that. It's a bit of a gamble, of course, whenever you do it, because there's no telling whether or not your opponent is just gonna do some scouting anyway. And get one of those links running. See all of your links or all of your missing drones, and well, then you're in trouble. Bit of an earlier gas here for Ragnarok, but only mining with one drone off of it. Still prioritizing minerals quite substantially. Rogue, however, on the other hand, quite quickly delving into that gas right here. Mayhaps the previous game kind of making him concerned. Not having the speed for Zerglings in time. Is this a best of 5? Yes, indeed it is. Yes, indeed it is. We can see whether or not the statements of Ardy holds truth here. If it was a best of 7, that would be even better, of course, but can't always be that lucky. Get out of here. Yeah, neither of them getting much done. It is, again, important, as we mentioned, just because of that previous game, to keep those Zerglings running in, seeing the numbers of drones, seeing the number of Zerglings. Incredibly important. Still not a lot of gas here being mined for Ragnarok. He's almost up to 200 gas, however, and yeah, he's still not started his Zergling speed. Definitely gonna go into something here with the lair. Could be a couple of things. Let's see how quickly he gets the other gas. Ro4, alright. ITaX for the ranged units. Yeah, just gonna go straight into those roaches. He managed to skip the Zergling upgrade here. Actually, Rogue has as well. Oh no, there it is. Now it's done. So Rogue spending a bit more money on that a bit earlier on. Ragnarok trying to get another scout off, but the wall off is denying him here. Guess both of them can be a little bit worried with the situation, where neither of them have got a third base. Third base is... well, I suppose they both went spawning pool first. They're just playing it very, very safe. And he's seeing now, oh, okay, you are coming in with units. I may not want to have a third base. Actually, he did not see those Zerglings. Oh my. Alright, opportunity arises for Rogue. Will he be able to get this hatchery? There's not a lot of units out there yet for yeah, that's going to have to be cancelled. Yeah, they're just going to come in here, and then they're going to wrap around again. Back to that third base, I would say. They're going to get the queens. Wait a moment. Can they break through and just kill this? No, the roaches are here. Oh, but now he might not be able to get that third base, however. I don't know if I would have preferred killing 2 queens or killing the third base. Nidusworm for Ragnarok. Actually, with Nidusworm on the way, I would definitely have preferred to kill the 2 queens. Less stuff to come at you. Okay, these roaches are being spotted. Rogue is going more into a Zergling composition, and that is going to be rough, as he's going to have a Nidus in his main base. Those Zerglings are kind of built for counter-attacking, and the swords, good luck counter-attacking when your opponent's already in your main base and he can return to his own base on a moment's notice. Literally teleports. And now, you're never going to be able to find a good engagement here with these Zerg. Actually, hold on, he managed to get a surround off. The Biles are going to land. Ragnarok. Oh, that may have been a mistake, the way he handled his roaches there. Either should have gone for the Nidusworm a bit sooner, or just taken the fight here against those Zerglings in a good place to do so. Minimizing that surface area, that's incredibly important, especially with the +1/+1 on those Zerglings. They still take 2 shots to kill. It does take quite a while. There we go. Now he's still gonna get that third base after all. That was, I thought he was gonna die there, and now he's just winning, isn't he? Or is he? Actually, hold on. There's still an okay position here for Ragnarok. Nice dodging on the biles. Just needs to hold the door. Stay. Well, he doesn't. Well, you think he's dead? You think he's dead? I think he's dead. Man, that unraveled very quickly, didn't it? My goodness, GG. Why are people not allowed to do? Why are people not allowed to make money in the military service? I think it's because you're supposed to take it very seriously, and you're supposed to do well. And if people make money in another way while they're doing their military service, well then, you know, why would you try to do anything, right? Why would you show up? You're gonna be okay. You're still getting money. I guess something like that. I don't know. Why would you try your best if you don't need the money? I don't know, something like that. Yeah, just focused entirely on the service. Yeah. I don't know. It's a big thing, guys. Alright, here's some Zerglings. Look at those. Ain't they cute? Adorable. I think they're red. They could be. Oh, they're blue. Oh, nice catch. That's what they call absolutely murdering another Zergling. Now on the chase, never mind. Going back, deciding that hatchery tasted quite nice. More Zerglings here now with the queen. That's going to be a problem. So Ragnarok decides to start backing off again. Still keeps those Zerglings up. Has all 6 of them. Has got himself his own natural base here. And he's now 27 workers to 23. It's impressive, isn't it? I guess with those Zerglings there, there's just always the threat of more Zerglings with a Baneling Nest follower behind this. Yeah, that's a defender. You just usually over-defend, don't you? Nice little chase going on again. At least I think it's a chase. Could be some sort of mating ritual of the blue and red Zerglings. Starting to get to know each other in a dialogue. Who knows? I can't read their minds. But it is sure fun to watch. Oh, hello. Surprise, it's a drone. No, oh, okay, he gets in. If that actually became an Evo chamber, that would have been thoroughly impressive. I'm not even sure if that would be possible, right? At least not if Ragnarok is on the money with his controls. Yeah. What was it? I think some people would... Wasn't it Artosis talking about SOS being spotted on the ladder, maybe? Or like some account labeled SOS being spotted on the ladder again? Did he see the spire? That's a good question, my friend. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Now, did the other one see the other spire? No, he didn't. Definitely not. Spire is scouted, yes. Mutilus starting to come up. Oh, no spore crawlers just quite yet, though. He does want to get that started. think it just maybe didn't click on it. Am I crazy here? There's no spore crawlers, no. Alright. That's the Zerglings. Perhaps just hoping to utilize those Zerglings for counter-attacking. Keep the Mutalisk off his back. Up until the point where he has those spore crawlers. Since he's still not making spore crawlers, this is seemingly just his strategy. Forgo the spore crawlers, make more Zerglings, and then force the Mutalisk to never attack you. Interesting. Now with his own Mutaflock. 9 to 7 Mutalisk. We'll have to just wait and see who manages to grow the quickest here. It's going to be difficult to see when these 4th bases will be coming up. There we go, that's the spore crawler. Upgrade wise, we're starting to get pretty even. There will be a plus attack for Rogue and a +1 armor for the Mutalisk of Ragnarok. The armor usually the better one for trying to do straight up fights. You know what? Ragnarok did manage to slowly climb ahead slightly with the Mutalisk numbers. Of course, that is changing slowly as well. It's a bit of a an awkward matchup. Like, so much could happen in Mutalisk versus Muta. But at the same time, because so much can happen, people often get scared. And they don't really do too much with the Mutalisk. We see some Zerglings here and there trying to run across the map, make something happen. But, you know, then the Zerglings get spotted and inevitably the Mutalisk show up to stop the Zerglings from doing much. But this might be the moment where the Mutalisk of Rogue... Oh, no, never mind, they backed up again. Neither of them going for a 4th base either. Realizing that that could just be perhaps another quick way to lose that money with the drone. As that is just so much mobility for both these players, their forces. Then that's where I feel like the spore crawlers could come into effect, right? To kind of make sure that you have one's area set up securely. So you can take another base and then have your Mutalisk a little bit less worried about what might happen in the main base. Or the base over here. Gonna be tied up on upgrades pretty soon. Ragnarok here and there. Just sniping overlords, as are both of them. Things are developing slowly but surely. They are growing their Mutaflock. As soon as one of them gets an Infester, or a couple of Vipers, this could be quite a scary moment. Neither of them so far seem that interested. They just want to make sure they are the one with the bigger Mutalisk ball. Okay, like that. Alright, Rogue definitely making some moves here. On the other side of the map, however, a lot of Zerglings going uncontested. Banelings definitely would have been a good use there. Good shout to have a couple of them overall. But oh boy, there's the Muta versus Muta. There is no upgrade advantage for either of them, but the Mutalisk Flock of Ragnarok is it enough here on this side of the map. He has the quick reinforcements. He has a Spore Crawler he can start bringing in. But those Zerglings, they are tearing apart his base. Talking about Zerglings tearing apart a base. Look at this on the other side. Already one hatchery down. The main base will be going down as well. No more lair available for Rogue. Nor is there a Spire, so no further production of Mutalisk. As Ragnarok seemingly okay now on his side of the field. I think he's done it. Spreading out the Mutalisk and the Zerglings, keeping a couple of Zerglings at home. It's so interesting as well that neither of these players really making Banelings at this point. I feel like with this amount of Zerglings running around, it's a no-brainer, but then with neither of them really making them at this point, I wonder what the reason could be, and maybe the reason could be that, you know, people are just so good with the Mutalisk that they just keep sniping Banelings, and it's just better to have all that gas invested into the Mutalisk so you can actually win that Muta v Muta fight. Probably that second bit, huh? Every last ounce of gas being invested into this Mutalisk ball, and well, it's still surprisingly close. 29 versus 31. Both of them on a very low eco. Incredibly low eco. Sure, Ragnarok is still on 2 bases, but it's 2 bases that are almost mined out. Rogue has 1 base, but it's a base that can be fully set up still. Oh, Ragnarok might lose a lot of his army here. And Rogue, of course, lost all of his tech, which is a big deal there as well. His Mutalisk can't be replenished, Ragnarok's can. So that's why Rogue probably investing into a couple of Spore Crawlers here as well. The 4 Spore Crawlers need some way to tilt that balance into his favor. Still keeping these Zerglings at bay as well, but perhaps Rogue here just kind of staying alive. Sending the fewest amount of Zerglings he can spare across the field. There's another wall of. I like how 36 Mutalisk came to try and deal with. It's a weird entrance. Yeah, 36 Mutalisk came to try and deal with the 4 Zerglings. That's always nice. Ooh, kills off that Spore Crawler without losing a Mutalisk. Zerglings now on the natural base here, where Rogue is trying to get something going for himself. Trying to get another base here. Definitely keeping Rogue on the back foot once again, and I think Rogue is just hoping to at some point have Ragnarok commit on him. Oh, he's going for the infestation pit. Yeah, there we go. There's the infestors. Alright, so that's the Hail Mary play. Ragnarok hoping to kill Rogue before that comes to in effect. As it looks like it might. It looks like it very well might. Yeah, that's going to be it, guys. There's just too many Mutalisk here for Ragnarok. And those infestors, they do not have their upgrades, so they do not have any energy. GG is called. This 3rd game goes to Ragnarok. Here we go, Ragnarok. Alright, are you the new Rogue or are you not? Are you the new Zerg for the Korean side that everyone is going to have to be worried about? He's been on the horizon for a while, but I don't know what it's been recently. He's just been going berserk more and more often. Perhaps he's just became more comfortable on the stage. And if that's the case, that could still be worrisome, because then I would imagine that in a final or something like that, on a grand stage, those nerves might still come back. Or maybe his skill has just developed up to a point where he's just playing a lot better nowadays. That could be the case as well. Watch the APM difference? Sure, if you really want. So much better. Clearly such a larger understanding of the game. Because he's pressing more buttons, right? So he just knows more. Because he knows about more buttons to press. That's right. That's right. We all know it. Alright, some bailing aggression. For, well actually, it's bailing defensive and circling aggression, my bad. There's a bailing nest on the way for Rogue, but it's still a little bit off. Forced cancellation on that third will be sufficient for him here, perhaps. Especially with that bailing nest still so far away, and now 6 drones back on his tab of production. Let's see whether or not these banelings of Ragnarok can provide any kind of counter-attacking, but his circling count is just so low that it's an unlikely scenario. Better scenario perhaps for Ragnarok would be to try and get a couple of Zerglings snuck off onto a corner of the map and come in as banelings later down the line. But then, how are you going to sneak away Zerglings when there's, you know, overlords just absolutely everywhere? Sometimes that's something you can do. Ooh, just barely gets back in time. I guess that's sometimes something you can do, right? Just send your whole clump of Zerglings and then just have a couple of them detach and then have the rest of the Zergling clump run back past the Overlord. And hopefully Rogue doesn't realize that there's less Zerglings to that point. Anyway. Roach Warren. For both players. Ragnarok's already available. Might go for a bit of an attack here. Already quite high on that supply and making more overlords. Getting the roach speed. Trying to deal with these banelings here. Can Rogue... I don't think he'll ever be able to force another cancel here, not with those banelings available. He's had his own third base for a bit longer now. So you can see a bit of a dash right there where he's gaining more money. Beforehand, however, the money income clearly in favor for Ragnarok when Rogue was making all those Zerglings. Definitely came at a cost. A lot of those Zerglings are still around, so the army of Rogue is just straight up better at this point. Up until when those upgrades complete. In particular, the Roach speed, of course, really gonna provide a lot of opportunities here. Potential opportunities for Rogue. Since I don't think there's even a lair yet on the horizon here for Rogue. Actually, Rogue is just coming across. Rogue is just coming across. I'm a sleepy boy today, apparently. There's no Nidus. Both of them did go quite heavy into army production here. And Rogue is across the map. I don't think Rogue is going to have the upper hand here, but he will get a couple of drones. Oh, that's a lot of banelings. Oh my. Oh, great splitting though from Ragnarok. Ragnarok trying to hold on. More roaches coming in as reinforcements for him. Upgrades. That is the +1 attack. And then the +1 armor available for Rogue. +1 attack. Not available for Rogue, but available for Ragnarok. So it kind of evens everything out in the end. As Rogue starts up the ranged upgrade for roaches and then cancels it. Deciding to go for more Ravagers instead, as well as the lair. Perhaps realizing that it's going to be a tough battle to break through here. He's not giving up just quite yet. He's going to just bombard down that spine crawler. Absolutely nuked. Ragnarok making a move forwards. Wants to get those Ravagers out of commission. More Zerglings showing up. It's not enough there to really punish the roaches for giving chase that much. As Ragnarok holds on to his third base once again. Now on top of army supply. And of course he has that roach speed, ever so important. Workers still somewhat similar. I do feel like Ragnarok in the driver's seat right now. +2 attacks is coming in for him. That's a lot of roaches. Yeah, he's gonna just bulk up right now and then go for the massive overwhelming, or attempting to overwhelm. I wonder if he's gonna take a 4th base to kind of sell the impression that he's trying to drone up. Or no, well, he's just gonna go for it. He's just gonna go for it. Just put all your money into the one basket here. Roach speed still miles away from completing for Rogue. So Ragnarok will just always be able to pick out the better engagements here. And he's starting to run in. Is that the better engagements, however? I think that's the one place that he could lose that fight. Circling's even starting to run around as Rogue was like, wait a moment, I could win that fight. Ragnarok not going for that 3rd base. Did he not know it's there? Yes, he does. Ooh. Ooh, that could be rough. That could be rough. How many drones are gonna go down here? 7. 7's quite a bit. They're not that high on the drone count just quite yet. They're only hovering about like the 40 to 50 range, and well, Roach has got more than a 10 worker lead. He's got himself roach speed as well right here, and the battle will commence. Neither of them quite ready yet with the 2nd set of upgrades. But the Queens are here to help out. That's a lot of roaches coming in as reinforcements though for Ragnarok. Ragnarok might have the upper hand. Rogue needs to pull back and await more roaches of his own to start arriving. Oh, doesn't want to go through this own choke here. That's a tough place to battle. Alright, does Ragnarok have it? Does he have the numbers still? Reinforcements for Rogue is starting to show up. Okay, yes he does. Upgrades for both players now available. No upgrade advantage, it's just sheer numbers. As the gobbledygook of the roaches from the red kind are going to overwhelm, and GG is called. Rogue overstepping his bounds a little bit too much on the other side. Losing a couple too many units.